Hi, my name is Kristin and this is Kristin Kraves Books. So I was going to film a 2023 goals video today, but I just realized my goals are always the same. I never follow through, so why waste your time? Why waste my time? Of course, I want to read more series next year. I say that every year and I fail at it. I love to read some more nonfiction. I'd actually like to get through a large portion of T. King Fisher's backlist. That is the one I'm most confident that I will accomplish. I'd also like to really focus on reading more indie and self-pub stuff, and I have plans to do that. But something I've realized is I'm good about telling and saying my goals out loud, but I'm not good on the follow through, and I think that's because I don't really have a process. I just say at the end of a year, these are my goals, and then I never think about it again. So I think I have to go and watch other people's 2023 goal videos and see how they actually plan to go about achieving their goals, because that's where I fail, and that's something that I don't do. So we will see about that. But one of the things I would like to do is to fill up this TBR cart. I do have two of these. You can see this one behind me, but I'm just going to focus on this one. Fill this up and then keep this somewhere where it taunts me and I can't forget about it. I think that's the thing, I just forget. So if I have these sitting like right in front of the bookshelf, taunting me, telling me these are the books you said you're going to read this year, it'll guilt me into doing it. And I'm excited about all these books, so I just have to do it. It just has to be right in front of my face. I need to be hit over the head with it, okay? So in front of me, I'm not going to show you because this is embarrassing. I have every single physical book on my TBR in front of me. I've grabbed them from all the piles, all the hidden corners. I put them in front of me. I'm not going to show you them because that's a separate video, and I'm just kind of embarrassed. I don't really want to show you that right now. I'm not going to expose myself like that at the moment, but I'm just going to talk through some of them, make decisions about which ones I want to add on here and kind of give you an idea. And I don't know how many will fit on this, but that'll be how many I plan to read by the end of 2023, and hopefully by the end of next year I will have made a good dent on this cart, and if not, I give up. So that is how it is. I'm just gonna go through these. There's no rhyme or reason, I just have piles everywhere, so I'm just gonna go with what I see. And the first one that I think has to go on here is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I mean, I said that to you that I want to read more series, and I'm putting the first book in a series on here. But I've had this for a while. There's so much hype around this. I think it would be an easy, quick read. So I think that is a good one to put on there. You can't even see it. So there you go. You get the idea. The Inheritance Games. It's on there, trust me. I have a lot of like cozies, but I just know I will get to those. So look at all these cozies that I have in front of me. I don't think I need to put those on the cart. Those are good ones to just pick up when I'm in the mood for them. And actually, I know I just filmed an unhaul, but there's some I missed. I think I'm gonna unhaul In the Dark We Forget. I've tried to read this thriller a few times and I just couldn't get into it, so that's good. Look at that. So I got rid of one of those. What else do I got here? I think I'm gonna put A Witch in Time on the cart. This is by Constance Sayers, and I've heard really good things. This is Some Love Affairs Last Lifetimes. I think this is following a witch who lives through different lifetimes, and in every lifetime she falls in love with the same person. So I just think this could be really beautiful. So I think that, you know me, I like witchy stories. I've had that on my shelves, well, since last Christmas, because this was actually one of the books that was chosen for my 12 challenge this year. I didn't do it again for 2023 because I know I won't follow through, but I would like to get to that. Look at this, another cozy. You know what's cute about this one? My cat that passed away was a calico cat, and my parents always did this thing where she would give me a gift, and this is the last gift that she got me, her last Christmas. So I would like to read this. And I do like books about cats, so I will put that on there. I would like to read the Book of Form and Emptiness, but it's huge. I just know having it taunt me on there, it's just not going to help me. I've had so many of these on there before, like The Starless Sea. I'm just going to stop lying to myself. I'm not ready to unhaul this, but I just know if I put it on there, it's not going to happen, so why bother? Here's a good one to put on there, actually. I like Natalie Haynes. She wrote 1,000 Ships, which is one of my favorites. I still love Greek myth retellings. This is Pandora's Jar. And I haven't read about Pandora in a retelling before, and this is rather short, so I think that is another good one. Britt Marie Was Here. I've had that on there for ages. It's just not going to happen. Actually, here's another good one to unhaul. We Fell Apart by Sue Wiley. I've tried to read that a few times, but it hasn't worked out, so I'm going to unhaul that one too. I've had this for ages, but I'm not ready to unhaul it, but I don't think putting it on there is going to help at all. Let's see, what else do I have? I've tried to read A Discovery of Witches so many times, and I have the box set. So it's so frustrating that I can't get through it, but I think this is a year where either I read this or I just DNF it and unhaul the whole series. So that just has to happen. This is another one I can haul. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not gonna read The Paper Palace. So look at that. I didn't go through this thoroughly when I was doing my unhaul. More cozy mysteries. What's up with that? I'm overwhelmed. Can you tell? I think I will do The Women of Troy by Pat Barker. Again, a Greek myth retelling. I really liked The Silence of the Girls by the same author, and this is like a follow-up. So I would like to get to that. That was in a place where I just never see it. Here's another one I really want to get to, Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. This is like a sci-fi romance I've heard great things about. Again, in a place where it just wasn't on my radar. I'm tempted to put Black Leopard Red Wolf by Merlin James on there, but I just know it's too scary for me to say I have to do it. But the publisher sent me this one, a hardcover of the first one, and a hardcover of the second, which I'm really grateful for. So I really should get to that eventually, but I just don't think having it on there is going to tempt me. Another one I could probably unhaul. I liked Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Colgan, but I don't think I'll ever read the bookshop on this shore. That's not gonna happen. I forgot I had this. This is a Jane Eyre manga. I don't think that needs to go in there. That's something I can pick up at any time. Look at me. Heather, I always say that Heather O'Neill is one of my favorite authors, and then I buy her books and I don't read them. So which one of these? I think I'm gonna put When We Lost Our Heads on here and hope. This is her newest book, and I know a lot of people love it, so I'm hoping that I'll read that. It'll remind me how much I love Heather O'Neill, and I'll want to read the rest of her stuff. Speaking of that 12 challenge, this is another one that was recommended to me. This is Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. I just love this cover. She's holding a book. I think I will really like this. I've heard great things about this author's writing, and again, it's just one that I forgot about, so I'm going to put on there. And another one that was for that challenge, I'm just doing this a year late, not my fault, is The Bone Charmer by Brianna Shields. I know nothing about this, but it sounded really interesting at the time, and this is a beautiful looking book, so I'm going to put that there. Here's a good one. I think I'm going to love The Book of M. I've had this since it came out. It is like a pandemic novel that has some magical realism to it, and I just know that I'm going to love it. I've heard great things about Penn Shepard's writing in general, so it just has to happen, and I think we're done the top row. So I'm really happy with those books so far. And then Louise Erdrich. I say this all the time. I own 4 of Louise Erdrich's books. I haven't read a single one. I don't know what that is. It's one of those authors who I know I'm gonna love. I think she's gonna become one of my favorite authors. I'm just scared that I'm gonna be wrong, so I don't pick them up. But this is The Sentence, and everybody seems to love this. It's like a ghost story set in a bookstore, so yeah, I just need to do it. So I'm gonna put that one there. I am sad because I normally read a Silvery Marina Garcia every year, and I didn't get to it this year, so I gotta put Gods of Jade and Shadow on there for next year. That has to happen, and I know she's a new book. And I know she's a new book coming out next year as well that I want to get to. I have this box set of the Temeraire series by Naomi Novik. I think I'm just going to put the first book on there because putting the whole box set on there will probably just scare me. This is just like the mass market paperback. This is His Majesty's Dragon. I have mixed experiences with Naomi Novik's writing, but spoiler alert, one of her books is going to be on my best books of the year. So I'm hopeful for this, and I like dragons. This book is not going to... It's a little small in there, but it'll work. So put those to the side. I have this from Fairy Loot, An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pant. It's gorgeous. And I've heard good things about this author's writing. I think this is like a Romeo and Juliet retelling. I really wanted to get to this in the summertime, but I just never got a chance. So I think I'll put that there. 7 Days in June. Why haven't I read this yet? I think this is going to be one of my favorite romances ever. Everybody tells me I'm gonna love this. I know that our main character suffers from migraines, as I do, so I think that's gonna be really good. I don't think I've heard a single bad review of 7 Days in June, so I'm gonna put that on there. And serious lack of romance happening on here, so that has to happen. I'll probably have to switch places with this with another book because it's the chunker. But this is Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro. I pre-ordered this and I haven't read it, and a lot of people have seemed to love it. It's funny that I even have this, but I can't get rid of it. It's Run, Rose, Run by Dolly Parton and James Patterson. I just love Dolly Parton, so I had to get it, but that's not going to be a priority anytime soon, I don't think. Actually, before the coffee gets cold, I was thinking of making my first read of 2023 because it's short. I like to get a book done right away. I put a lot of weight into the first book that I read. I don't know why. I feel like it sets the tone for the rest of the year. I've heard good things about this. There's a cat on the cover. I just think I'm gonna love this. So that is a definite yes. I'm cheating a little bit because I have no choice but to read this, and this is be a reread. This is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is the book checkout book club pick for January. The live show will be in February on my channel, so if you haven't read this yet, please read it now. I love this book so much, and if you have read it, I'll let you know the live show date when we figure it out so you can join us. But really excited about that. I think I'm going to put Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead on there. This is a Booker Prize finalist, and I've heard incredible things about this. I do love some historical fiction. Actually, 2 of my best books of the year are historical fiction, so when I get to it, I do love it. And there's a specific type of historical fiction that I adore, and I have a feeling this is it. So that is going to go on there. The amount of cat books I have is getting out of hand, but this is The Cat Who Saved Books. And I just think I'm going to love this. I bought this at a local bookstore, and I just love the vibes of this. Again, it's short. I feel safe putting this on there, and I'm thinking I might do a vlog next year of reading books with cats on the cover. Look at the back. It's so cute. So that's going to happen. Here is one that I haven't heard too much about, but the reviews are fantastic, and this is The Seed Keeper by Diane Wilson, and I've been meaning to read this all year long. It's been calling out to me from my shelves, so I think if I put it here, knowing that I have to get to it, that'll be helpful. Look at this. Another Heather O'Neill book. So yeah, I really need to do that. Like, there's so many books here, it's ridiculous. Do I put Talon on there? I don't know if this is a priority. I'm trying to put not as many series on there. The start of series on there. Maybe The Library at Mount Char. I've heard this is really weird. This is by Scott Hawkins. I've had this forever, so I just have to try it. And if I hate it, I'll DNF it and haul it. I just need to give it a chance, so I have to put that on there. Why haven't I read this? I think I'm gonna love Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo. I just don't know why I haven't picked it up. It's one of those things where you know you're gonna love it and you just never pick it up. That's what happened to me with Pachinko, and I finally read it this year and I loved it. So there's a second shelf done. I only have 1 shelf left, and I'm feeling pretty good about the books that I have on there so far. Here's another one that's much like Girl, Woman, Other, A Place for Us by Fatima Farine Mirza. This was a really popular book when it came out. I made it to page 48 at one time, and I remember really liking it, but of course I got distracted by something else. This is like a family saga, which I love, so I need to get to that. And I'm noticing I don't own a lot of fantasy, which is strange because I feel like that is where I'm leaning towards. And I'm filming this before Christmas. I do have some fantasy on my wish list, but I'm not going to put those on here. These are ones that I've had for ages that just need to be read and that I'm still really excited about. Oh, here's a good one. The Other Burnett Sister by Janice Hadlow. Again, one I think is going to be a favorite. It's no secret, I love Pride and Prejudice retellings. I've heard incredible things about this one. I would love to know more about Mary and her side of the story. So why haven't I picked it up? Don't know what to tell you. I have a feeling that could be like a favorite of the year. Another one, Wolf Den. The Wolf Den by Ellie Harper. This is like a story of Pompeii, which I think is going to be really incredible. This edition is beautiful. I'm going to have to put this up at the top because it is a hardcover. Do I haul the Alice Network at this point? I think I do. I'm not going to, this is not, as I said about historical fiction, I do love historical fiction, but it's a certain type and this is just not it. I'm never going to read this, so this has to go. Probably should have grabbed more of my Fairy Loot books. Maybe I will do that, just 1 second. But one that I do have down here is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I really do want to read this. I know Sarah from Brighton Bookish will love this. I think the atmosphere is something I'm going to appreciate, the gothic vibes. That is my thing. This is the Fairy Loot edition. This is the reverse dust jacket. Okay, these aren't all the Fairy Loot books I haven't read yet, but these are the 2 I'd love to get to next year. One is A Dowry of Blood. This edition is gorgeous. I think even people who don't love horror are loving this one because the writing's supposed to be really beautiful. And then Spells for Forgetting, gorgeous, by Adrienne Young. I've been wanting to read from Adrienne Young for a long time, and a lot of people love her writing. I've heard some mixed things about this one, but I do want to give it a try. Again, I'm gonna have to move some of these on here. We are running out of space. This feels good. Look what I have. Like, I have The Labyrinth of the Spirits, and this is the 4th book in the series. And I haven't even read the first one, but I have the first one somewhere, so let me find it. Here it is, The Shadow of the Wind. Again, another book that I think I will love. This is a lot of readers' favorite book of all time. I just am somebody who puts off books I think I'm gonna love, which is just silly. So I'm gonna put this on there. This is by Carla Louise Zafon. And I just heard that this is beautiful. It's about books. I love a book about books. So that is going on there. I'm running out of room. Do I have room for more hardcovers? Maybe. Both of these are historical fiction. I'm realizing how much historical fiction I have because there was a time where I was just a historical fiction reader. And then my reading taste changed a little bit. I've gotten away from that and it's just been ignored. So everything else is getting read except my historical fiction, but I do want to get back to it because, as I said, I do love it. These two were both nominated this year for Best Historical Fiction on Goodreads. Which one do I want to put on there? Or do I want to put both? I think I'm going to put Peach Blossom Spring on there and keep Four Treasures of the Sky somewhere where I remember that it exists. So we'll move the Inheritance Games. It's getting tight up there now, so I can probably do 3 or 4 more here. Kazuo Ishiguro is one of my favorite authors, but I didn't read anything about him this year. I really need to get through his backlist. So this is An Artist of the Floating World. This is the one that was recommended to me to read next. I love this edition, so that is a good one to put on there. Do I do this? Dawn of Smoke and Bone? Or is this just, did I miss the boat on this one? Let me know. I don't think I'm gonna add it to my cart, but I do want to try it. Do you still think this holds up? Give me all the tea on that. I just realized I have 2 of these. I've never read anything by Kate Morton. Why do I have 2 editions of The Forgotten Garden? I'm not gonna put this on the cart, but I have to unhaul one. Which one do we like better? Let me see. Can you see it? Okay, there's that one. And there's this one. So which one do you like better? Let me know. I'm leaning towards this one. And I'll unhaul this one, but I could change that. Let me know what your opinion of that is. I have If You Want to Make a God Laugh by Bianca Morris, but this has been on this cart for ages now and I haven't gotten to it. Same with The Apollo Murders by Chris Hadfield. I'm just thinking if I mix things up, maybe it'll re-inspire me. The Girl with the Louding Voice. This is another one I think is going to be a favorite, but it's been on there for ages. Oh, I'm not gonna put these here because they're just too big. But it's gonna happen, okay? Trust me. Maria, it's gonna happen, okay? I will read these. Jade Ward, Jade Legacy. But I have to put them somewhere else. I have to put them somewhere else. They'll take up too much room on this cart. So that's a no. I know I said I wanted to put less first books in a series on there, but I do have Hull of Smoke by H.M. Long, and I think 3 books in the series are out now or something, but I've heard good things about this, and the publisher did send this to me, so I would really like to get to it. And now that I'm really into fantasy more than I was when this was sent to me, I think I will love this. So I'm gonna put that on there. Oh, I forgot that I found this. I found Vita Nostra for $5 at Indigo here in Canada. And it sounds weird, dark academia. I think I'm really gonna like it, and I forgot about it. So I'm gonna put it on this shelf. I guess I should do another fairy loot because I do want to get through some of these fairy loots. And this is Princess of Souls by Alexander Christo. And this is, I know people love this author, A Girl Cursed for Eternity, a Boy in a Quest for Vengeance. I know nothing about it. It's a cool edition. I'm going to try it. I just don't want these things lingering on my shelves without having tried them. So if I put it on here, maybe I will give that a chance. Okay, I'm ending on a high note here. Beloved by Toni Morrison. I've been wanting to read this for years. It terrifies me. I think it's going to break my heart. But I've heard incredible things. I think if I read this, I'll probably fall down a Toni Morrison rabbit hole, which I won't complain about. So I will put that on there. I think that is a good way to end this. So I'm pretty happy with how this cart looks. Let's see. Let's move all these other ones out of the way. I'm just hoping that this inspires me to really focus on my physical TBR and maybe fall in love with some genres that I've been neglecting again. So I'm pretty happy with how this cart looks. There's not a lot of romance on here. I wonder if I can squeeze one more romance because I do have one that is calling to me. This is Hooked on You by Rian Lodot, and this is indie published. I think this is self-pubbed, and honestly it was a cover buy. I know nothing about this, but look at this cover. How cute. Do you see the cats with the yarn? This is just too cute. So I'm gonna put this on here because we need to give that one a try. That'd be a good Valentine's Day book or something. So that's what I have. this is the cart. I hope that this works for me. Let me know if you keep a TBR cart. Let me count how many are on here. So there are 38 books on here. That is a lot, but I've read 140 books this year so it's not really that bad overall. I just know that I will focus on new things, things unscribed. I'm just so bad about neglecting my physical TBR, and I know I'm not alone on that. It's like I might just leave this right here and just let it taunt me. So let me know your opinions on any of these. Let me know if you have a TBR for 2023. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you again for your support. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.